Creator, also known as MMG, back with another LIVE. What's good, everybody? Happy Friday. The weekend is here, and um, I've been busy all week. I couldn't be more pleased to have the weekend here. But you know, I got to close out the week with another Peach McIntyre live. I hope you guys are ready to tune in and join me for another riveting discussion about our girl Peach McIntyre. And this is about to be a good one, y'all. Buckle up your seatbelts. Your girl is looking for a mentor. How great is that? I mean, I think she's been listening in on my lives. I really feel like she has because I think I'd be the perfect mentor for Peach. Hey, Josh. How are you doing tonight? I hope you are enjoying your Friday. I hope that your week went well and was prosperous for you, as was mine, as was mine. You guys know tomorrow I got that pajama party coming up, right? I'm glad to hear that, Josh. I'm glad you're doing good tonight. That's right. Amen. God is good. And all the time, God is good. Listen, I've been talking about Peach all this week, offering her advice. And wouldn't you know it, she would come online and admit that she needs help. Finally, finally, I think this might be just the move for her. And I'm going to let you guys all clock in. Clock in on the tune in and hit the like button when you clock in, please. And say hi. Let me know who's in here with me. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Um, but yes, I hope that this is for real. You guys saw the thumbnail. You guys know who we're talking about tonight. I just hope this is real. I hope this isn't like some clickbait stuff from Peach. Even if it is, I'm still going to do my best tonight to mentor Peach as if I was a big sister or I got a few years on Peach or maybe like an auntie. My niece is close in age to her. I think my niece is like a year or so younger than Peach. So I can be like an auntie to Peach, right? I think I could help her. And I know all of you guys have some good advice as well. So I think that it would be cool if you drop down in the comments and offer some advice as well. I'll read it out loud. So in case Peach comes in and she's hiding in the bushes, or maybe if she catches the replay, she'll get all this good advice from us. I know we can do it. I know we can help her out. Um, I gotta say, I've never been a gambler. Like I've gambled before, but I've never had like a gambling addiction. However, I have been to the school of life. So I feel like I have some good tips from her. And not because I'm a perfect mother, but because I've learned, I'm an experienced mother, right? So I feel like I could offer her some advice that would be something that she could use. I think that the advice I'm going to offer tonight, anybody could use it if you're a mother and you're struggling with life. The biggest thing I could say is know who you are and always keep improving, right? Because once you know who you are, then that's the first step. A lot of people don't know who they are. They don't actually know that they're a messed up mama. At least Peach is aware of it, and at least she's willing to do something about it, right? So say what you may, say what you will. At least she's being upfront and honest and saying that, hey, I need help. Can somebody please help me? And I love that for her. I really do. And I love this for all of us because it's an opportunity to get knowledge out there. Okay, so let me see, where am I? I have a lot of notes. I have pages and pages of notes. Okay. So basically, tonight we're diving into Peach McIntyre's emotional confession about motherhood, addiction, and seeking guidance. If you don't know who Peach is, after my live, go type her name into the search bar, okay? But Peach is, she's, she's something else, but she's a mother of 9 kids. She's married to Wood, and she's always up to some rage baiting, click baiting, scheming, scamming, toxic, dysfunctional madness over here on YouTube, right? So she's very entertaining. She's also very irritating, right? A lot of people can't stand her for a lot of reasons. It is mainly because how she antagonizes her followers and her viewers. So, but yeah, that's Peach McIntyre for you. Let me see real quick. Hold up for me, guys. Let me get this fair use pulled up. Uh, all right, I have fair use to comment. This is copyright section. Which one is it? Damn. Let me find it real quick. Okay, I think this is one right here. Under Title 17 USC Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purpose such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So basically, we're going to talk about Peach tonight, and I guess that kind of uh, you know, it kind of, frees us of any liability. So everything I say tonight is my opinion only. I don't expect anybody to agree with me. If you do, that's cool. If you don't, just be respectful of the chat and of me. If you don't like something I say, it's okay for you to engage in discourse with me. I love that. When you come in and you have a disagreement, that's better for me. I don't like a bunch of yes men. So if you come in and you feel like something I'm saying is bull, comment. Just don't be disrespectful, because you never have to insult or be disrespectful to make your point. Also, um, I'm not trying to inspire anybody to like or dislike Peach, or to bully her, or to go over to her page and insult her. We're not doing that tonight. Actually, tonight we are actually going to be goody two shoes. I want to take this serious, okay? I really want to take this serious. And let me get into it, what Peach posted today. So hopefully everybody's all in. I'm not going to repeat myself a lot tonight. I try to, stall a little bit so people can come in, because sometimes people come in straggling and then you got to go back and repeat what you just said. I don't want to do that tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. If you haven't hit the like button already, please do so. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my page, please do that as well. I hope you liked tonight's show. Let me know who's here with me and comment where you're from and just say hello. But with that being said, let's get into the show. Peach posted this on on her YouTube community wall. Hello, everyone. I am looking for an excellent parent to mentor me so that I can become an excellent parent. I know. The term excellent parent is subjective, so let me elaborate. Well, I'm going to stop you right there, Peach. There's no such thing as a good mother. There is, in my opinion, a such thing as a bad mother. I think every child will grow up with some type of criticism of their parents. Like you'll be far hard. It'd be really hard for you to come in contact with a child that says my mom was perfect. Either you give them too much or you give them too little. Either you're always there or you're not there enough. There's always something. But I'll go on. She says, I'm a mom of 9 kids. We know that, Peach. Their ages are 17, 13, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, and 8-month-old twins. Wow. For the past few years, I have struggled with the gambling addiction and neglected my kids. Well, at least she's taking accountability. As long as they have food and an iPad or TV, they were okay with me. It hurts to admit that, but hey, the truth sets you free. Well, Peach, you sound like a lot of moms today, you know. Um, and I can't lie. I remember when my daughter was a toddler. Um, she just wanted to stand in front of the TV all day, even if I would go and take her hand and play with her and get toys and all of that. She still would turn around when she was 2 or 3 and want to go in front of the TV. I would turn off the TV and she would just look stuck. So today, these kids like their TVs and iPads and stuff. So sometimes you got to let them do it. I would take them to the park and stuff like that as well, though. Get them out the house and actually be active with them. So, and I remember Peach taking her kids to Disneyland every weekend. You know, so she wasn't that bad. But she goes on to say, speaking of free, I am now 5 months bet free. I now clearly see where my kids were neglected, and I'm now playing catch up. I don't think it was because just you going to the casino that they were neglected, and you don't go to the casino now, Peach. And I see some areas where you are neglectful, and I'm gonna get into that as well. I have them in tutoring, and remember, this is not to insult her. This is to help her, and she asked for this. I have them in tutoring 5 days a week to make up what they missed in school due to my negligence. I now get them to school on time every day, and they have perfect attendance. I am now involved at school and attending their school meetings. Kudos to you, Peach. Right on. However, I still need to become excellent. I am, you can't. You got 9 kids. You have 9 kids. Keeping them all alive. Let me stop. Let me stop. I am looking for someone to sit with me in person at the Lakewood Ranch Library and assist me with installing. Okay, first of all, she wants somebody to do this in person. I'm going to go ahead and give her this info digitally so she can have it at the ready anytime she wants to come over to my channel and play it and replay it or whatever. It will be right here for her. She don't even have to have someone come down and meet her. Look at how nice I am. But let me continue. She needs help with she needs someone to assist her with installing educational apps on her kids' iPads, assist her with developing the chore list and advising her on how to implement it. She says, assist me with improving my schedule and my kids' schedule, assist me with a list of parenting resources such as books, podcasts, apps, etc. Assist me with navigating all of the apps for schools such as FLVs, Schoology, etc. And check this out. I am willing to pay $150 an hour for your assistance. Whoa, Peach. See, it's things like that get you into trouble. You don't need to pay somebody $150. There are groups that you could go to and you can get help from other moms and things like that. I really hope you are listening because let me just say this before you can join Facebook groups, you can join different meetups and get the same thing for way less or for free. You can get bounce ideals off of other women. I know you say you don't like being around people and things like that, but it would be much better for your mental health because you actually do need to get out the house and be around other people. That's part of your problem. You don't have a social network. Okay. Now I'll continue with her ad that she placed on Facebook. If this is something that interests you, it should be interest you. Please comment down below. Also, if you have any recommendations for an etiquette coach, I would greatly appreciate it. Wow, I think this girl is trolling. I really think she is trolling. This must be in person. I simply want to become an excellent mother and make up for what I've done. Thanks in advance. Okay. Okay. I think she's trolling. I hope she's not, but I think she's trolling us. You know, that's par for the course with Peach. Up until now, she has never taken accountability for anything. Everything that she basically has asked for help with, I have said to her. I have said it to her. One thing, and I'm gonna go bit by bit. I'm gonna start from the beginning. Um, I feel like Peach needs to. I feel like she needs to assess where she's at as far as financially, where her kids are, where her husband is, where her business is. I think she needs to sit down and write everything down. And then she needs to start making a list for everything. You can't, I mean, she has so much that's on her plate already. She has 9 kids and a husband. Yes, her husband does help her, but she has so much on her plate. There's no way that something is not going to lack without additional help. Someone could tell Peach everything that she should do or how she should do it, and it won't work because she only is one person, and so is her husband. Recently, she mentioned in her ad that she's been attending school meetings, and recently I've seen her showing up to the school. Um, with having with the school meeting she was just at. I don't know if it was this week or last week. We don't know when it was. We just know that she posted some shorts of her at a school meeting. We don't know when it actually took place. And we also know that she said that she was taking one of her kids out of the school. I won't say the school name. She says it all the time on her page. That's up to her, but she could dox herself. I'm not gonna do it. But she said she was taking one of her kids out of school, which I felt like was dumb. But then she went to the meeting, and I guess that was her way of letting us know exactly why she took her child out of school. The other day when I went live, I asked you all which child do you think actually, and I thought a kid got kicked out of school, but it looks like she actually took her child out of school for whatever reasons because of something that was going on after school. Or at least that's what she wants us to think. You know what I mean? And she was so proud of um, because some parents said, "Well, I'm a doctor and I'm an attorney and I'm always here to help and blah blah blah." And she said, "Peach McIntyre." She made a post. She said, "Peach McIntyre's kids go to schools with students who parents are doctors and lawyers." She felt so good about that. And I think that's what she needs to stop doing. She needs to stop comparing her life to everyone else's. She does that so much, especially lately. A lot of her content is, um, I like how the parents at Lake Ranch Prep. Oh, I'm sorry, I said the thing. I don't even think I said it right. So I didn't say it right. So, but she always compares her life now to her life in the past. She also always compares the life of African Americans to the life of white Americans, which I think is just kind of kooky. Um, it's all about the haves and the have-nots. If you come from a lower economical background, then you don't have the access to different things that others who have money, you don't have the same assets. For one, The tax bracket is different. So if you live in a community where most people are impoverished, they're not paying a lot of taxes, so the schools aren't receiving as much funds. If you live in an area where people are making more money, then the tax bracket is going to be higher. So the schools are going to be funded differently. Not only that, the parents have money for things like donations. They have the ability to, parents also have the ability to take time off of work or to make themselves available for things that are at school. Peach always says, well, when I lived in the projects, nobody showed up. Well, it's a different level of expectations for a number of reasons. Maybe those mothers where you grew up largely had to work. Maybe for whatever reason, they didn't understand that their presence at their kids' school was imperative for their kids' success. So I think that's where she's going wrong. She feels like she's a bad mother because she's comparing herself to people who had a head start before her, right? These parents have probably, they probably have wealth as doctors, as lawyers, as white Americans. They probably have had privilege that far extends the reach that any reach that Peach can conceive of. Okay, so that's where she needs to start. Stop comparison. Stop comparing herself to other parents, right? Next, she needs to start with herself. Um, and what she thinks is the way people should live, right? She thinks that people should live a certain way. People with money live better. People with money have better lives. Their kids go to better schools. For all the effort that she has put into already before the school year even started, Peach and her son, who is a senior this year, McKay, were already at the school volunteering their time. She already paid for a parking spot. She went on and on and on about her son having his own car and being able to paint his parking spot, right? So she went through all that trouble, and for her to only have to pull him out of school. I don't understand. Why would she be paying a teacher now? And I think it's to the tune of $1,200. Why not put her child in another school? The school that her child was attending, if it's McKay, a lot of people are speculating that McKay was a child that was pulled out of school. Um, if it is in fact him, it is his senior year. He's got homecoming, he has prom, there's also grad night, senior night, there's graduation. So he's going to homeschool his last year of school. He could have just did independent study from the school. Virtual school. Why paying, or why are you telling us that you're paying? Because she may not even be paying. She may actually be using resources from the school, but she said this person that she's hiring will actually come out 4 days a week and sit with her son and teach him whatever he needs to know. I think that's a waste of money. If he's going to college, he's going to need that money. Or if he wants to start a business after high school, that money could be better used there, especially if the school has resources. So that's another thing Peach does. She just blows money. And I talked about this before. You just blow money. You're willing to blow that kind of money on, if you can actually afford it, on your son receiving teaching services in the home, right? And I hope that person who's teaching him is an attractive female, because we know we know how that might go. But and also wanting to pay somebody $150 an hour. So what if they come and meet you at the library and they drag it on, drag the mentoring session on for 4 hours? Then you had to pay them $600 for what exactly? For information that you could look up from a parenting magazine, perhaps? I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. Like, just stop whatever you are doing and change. How hard is that? I don't know. But I'll continue. Let me see. So, yeah, back to what I was saying. Hi, Alicia Morales. I'm sorry I didn't see you in here for whatever reason. My chat isn't moving. I don't know if you just came in. How are you doing today? But yes, like I said, I will continue on with my notes, and you guys can weigh in as well. Hi, Melissa. Melissa said, I feel like the ass screams, I need a mom. She's trying to rent a new Tracy. Exactly. You know what, Melissa? You just hit the nail on the head. What she needs is to go crawling back to her mammy, as she likes to say. She needs to go crawling back to her mammy and say, "Mama, I need help." But I don't know if that's the answer either. But she does need somebody to give her some of the stuff that she missed out on, because obviously she did. She missed out somewhere. Something didn't happen the way it was supposed to. Reread it with that thought. Everybody know that a mom's advice is just warm. Right, right. Let me go back. Let me go back and read it. Because I think you're on to something. I think you're on to something, Melissa. Let me see. Okay, let me see. I'm looking for an excellent parent to mentor me so that I could become an excellent parent. Okay. I have them in tutoring. Like, she's paying 5,000 for the tutoring, 5,000 for a teacher to come out and teach McKay, allegedly. That's 10K a month. Where is she getting this kind of money from? I don't see where she's making that at. She's lost TikTok. Her sales are down to 40 people at a time, and about 1,000% down from her normal sales of 800 to 1,000 people per class. And how's she gonna have all this money to do everything that she needs to do? Let me get back to my list so I can stay focused. Now, I feel like, it's a good start. At least she is being honest and transparent for once. For once. But here's the rub. Wait a minute, guys. What happened to my notes? Because I can't find my notes. And I'm about to get ticked off. Let me see. Hold on, guys. All right. So hopefully my notes came through. Okay, they did. They did. All right. Okay, so I feel like she should start by taking care of herself. Number one thing she needs to do is take better care of herself. Now, Peach I was almost about to use this picture on my thumbnail, but I said, no, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't put that picture on the thumbnail. But she was walking through a parking lot with her two ponytails and her glasses on, and her thyroid is bulging like never before. And I've heard people say, "Oh, it's bigger than ever," and I'm like, "It looks the same," but no, it is bulging. Peach needs to go and make an appointment with her endocrinologist ASAP. If she wants to be a good mother, she has to start with taking care of herself. Peach, if you're listening, there is no way that you should have a goiter on your neck that size. That is dangerous. You can choke, you can stop breathing. And this is not wishing that on you, but with a goiter that size, it can be detrimental to your health. Um, it can also be cancer. So you don't want that tumor that rid of it so it doesn't happen. Um, don't let fear keep you from taking care of you. I know a surgery like that is scary, but who else? But some who's to say that it's not already so big that it's not wrapped around an artery or something? I don't know. You know better than we do what your doctor told you, but and you said you wasn't going to talk about it online, which is so not you because you love to get attention, talk about you and whatever's going on with your kids. You don't have any problem putting Logic on TikTok while he was a having a seizure. So I don't know why you don't want to discuss your thyroid, but it needs to be taken care of. Secondly, you need to make an appointment with a trauma based therapist who has experience treating childhood trauma. Healing has to occur. How can you be the mother you want to be when you are still the same child who you say took a bath in her mother's bath water? You are still at the point where your mother scrubs your neck according to you. That's what you've always said all along. You said that your mother scrubbed your neck with alcohol in front of everyone and called you names, wouldn't buy you a journal. You're still there at 12, 13, or whatever years old that was. She's normally in a know-it-all mode. That TikTok mess got her shook. She is trying to play humble, talking about God. She's doing everything but apologize to that lady about her deceased son. Absolutely. I think she understands now that her behavior is affecting her bottom line because of her actions. She lost one of her biggest money makers. She says she didn't make a lot of money on there from the app itself, but she did make a lot of money from sales. So I definitely agree with you, Melissa. She's feeling away. She's definitely feeling away. She says she don't want to be on there no more, and she'll never go on there again. But she understands the error of her ways, which is why I think she's talking about she wants an etiquette class. Well, your subscribers, the ones who pay for your classes, have been telling you all along. But it's more than just an etiquette class. It has to be, you have to change your whole personality. You need a personality transplant. You think it's okay to talk to people any kind of way you want to. And not only that, you're hurting so bad, you want to transfer that onto other people and project that onto other people. That's why you don't possess any empathy, and that's why you say nobody cares. And people don't give a, what you say, F about you anyway. That's the way you feel about yourself. So you project that onto everybody else. And that's why you need a therapist. You need a therapist so that they can help you work through that trauma, work through your issues. I got a therapist. Um, but I will give this caveat. Make sure you test a few of them out. Make sure the person that you are seeing and that is helping you to overcome your childhood trauma, make sure they're a little older. Um, Go do an interview with them. Don't just settle on the first one because not everybody is for everybody. And remember, they're human as well. But I know that it felt good for me. I had I went to start a therapy in like 2018, and I want to say I stuck with it off and on and was kind of consistent with it from 2018 until about 2022. And then I stopped going because I felt like I was talking about the same thing over and over again, and I felt like I was kind of at a standstill with that. And then not only that, after years of talking, I was starting to feel better. I felt like I could talk to somebody that was getting paid to listen, so they had to listen. And also, that wasn't family or my man or something like that with judgments and criticism and a lack of accountability. I could talk and work through some of the things I was going through. So I recommend that she gets a trauma-based therapist who knows their stuff and that could help her heal from the childhood stuff that she's been through. How can you be a good mother and you're not leading by example? That's number one. How can you raise children who are uh, capable of being emotionally intelligent when you aren't because you're stuck in your childhood? Hey sis, how you doing tonight? Entertainment you love. Thanks for turning in, boo. Tuning in, boo. I'm a little tongue tied. I need to wet my whistle. I need to drink some water. I feel like I'm getting a little tongue tied. That's also on the list. She definitely needs God, yo yo. She definitely needs to start there. She's mentioned that God has been stalking her. I don't know what that means, but she says that she feels like God wants her, and she's been feeling him calling her. Um, when I wake up in the morning and I'm tired and I don't grab my Bible right away and I start grabbing my cell phone because I'm trying to fall back to sleep, or that's what I tell myself. When I know I'm supposed to be reading the Word, I can feel God beckoning me. I can hear Him saying, "Come read your Bible, come pray to me, Charity." And she may very well be feeling like that. I don't know though, because she has been very disrespectful to God in the past. But God is a forgiving God, so He's forgiven her just as well as He's forgiven me. But definitely, she needs to start with God. She definitely needs to start with opening, getting on her hands and knees and repenting and letting God knows that she wants His forgiveness and she's willing to change. Her her journey to excellence should start there for sure. She has spoken a lot of evil out into the universe. Absolutely. You're good, tired and lying in the bed. I am tired and lying in the bed as well. I am lying in the bed as well too. Dude, I have a job to do, so I have to get my butt back on here. Hey, Cancer 66, how are you doing tonight? I hope you're enjoying your Friday. I think she's playing with God because of her elders in the chat that's been praying for her. She knows how to win her supporters back. It's all for the courses to sell. Absolutely. Absolutely. Look, guys, I'm changing. I see where I went wrong. Like, this is the same person who who on Monday says, I don't believe in karma. That wasn't karma. Blah, blah, blah. She knows this is her half witted way of saying, you know what, I'm sorry for what I did. Can we go back to where we was? Because I think also earlier this week or the end of last week, she said, by the end of this month, my life is going to look so much different. Um, okay. You got the grandbaby tonight. I want to see my grandbaby. I almost told her mom to bring her over, but I was like, nah, I got stuff to do. I'll see Dreamy when I see her. But I did get a pic of her, and I guess she was at I don't know where she was at. It looks like some type of amusement park or something, running around and carrying on, having fun. But she was quiet, y'all. You know, when I posted Dreamy earlier this year at Disneyland, she was carrying on and cutting up. But now she's doing better, I guess. She's getting older too, though. You know, she'll be 3 soon. She's about 2.5, so she'll be 3 soon. So she's starting to get better. But yeah, so I think I put that further down in my list, and then I was supposed to start with that. But I think definitely her relationship with God will, because like even tonight, I had a thumbnail ready for her for this live, and it was something different. It wasn't in the most positive light, but before, but I got convicted. I'm like, don't use that picture of her, you know. Even though that's what she revealed to the world, I knew that I was just gonna be funny with it. I was just gonna use it to, for my audience or whatever. But I just thought to myself, no, don't do that. Like if she makes funny faces or something like that, sometimes I will use that. But her goiter looked especially big and large. And like I said, if she somehow happens to see this, I want her to actually listen and know that this is all well intended. I mean her no harm. Um, and even though I come at her hard sometimes tonight, if she's serious, if she wants to take this advice, she can very well use it for her benefit. This is the same thing I did. I got in the last, I've constantly always worked on myself, but definitely in the last 2 or 3 years, like today, like I'm on day 3 of back to working out. I'm eating clean for going on 3 months. Um, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm well involved in my children's lives. Um, I have a great relationship with God. I wake up and read my Bible as soon as I open my eyes and start praying. Um, and I'm making the best choices ever in life. And now I have the most peace that I have ever had in my life. So I feel like these tips that I'm going to give Peach tonight will definitely help her. 100 because she needs the support over here. One check gone from TikTok, and they've been letting her know the tube and Facebook on is next if she don't stop. Absolutely, yo yo. Absolutely, yo yo. She can joke all she wants to and play around as she wants to, but this is serious. She's got McKay in virtual or somebody's teaching McKay at home, I believe. Um, so she says she's paying $1,200 a week for that. She's got Mcintyre, Gorgeous and Amazing Life in Sylvan Learning, and that's another 5K a month. Plus, she has wonderful in pre-K or daycare, and that's another 2K a month. Altogether, that is 12K. And I don't even think Peach is making that right now. Maybe before, when she was selling her classes, maybe when she had TikTok's help, getting those classes sold to her unsuspecting students, you know. But we'll get to her business too because she needs to revamp. You need to revamp. Oh, your grandbaby is
Mhm.
7 months old, cancer 66. That's the best age. I used to have so much fun with Dreamy when she was a little baby. You said I'm nice. You would have posted it. I'm gonna send you the picture too, let you see it. Um, I'm not nice at all because if I was nice, I would have never thought to do it. I just got a little conviction. It said, don't post that. Hey, keep pushing forward. How are you doing tonight? We are all blessed. We are all here having a good time. I hope you're doing okay as well. Enjoying your Friday tonight. Is tomorrow the first day of fall or is it the last day of summer? Or is today the last day of summer? Which one? I don't know. But yes, we are all blessed. So today I was driving home and the trees were just, I don't know, they look so green and it felt like a little breeze. The weather is cooling down. So I really like that. All right, so let's go back to my notes. I have a lot of notes, y'all. Um, so we said, first of all, she needs to repent, pray, and strike up a relationship with God. That would be a good start for her to just have that relationship. I feel like when I pray, my confidence is I feel like my confidence is better when I pray. I feel like I'm more at peace. I feel like I get more things done when I put God first. And if you're a parent that's listening to this is a good way for you to start your day off as well. A little quiet time, turn off your TV, and just make it about you and God. Read a chapter in the Bible, pray to Him, cry to Him, whatever you need to do before you start your day. But just let God be the first person that you talk to so that He gets, that you put Him first. Give Him His honor first thing in the morning and just watch how much better your day goes. I know that things that I have been challenged with lately, that I'm not having those challenges. I've been able to quit smoking in the last 3 years, quit drinking, and overeating was one of my biggest vices. And I have been able to stop overeating and start eating clean. So I've been able to improve my diet. And yesterday I just cried and cried and cried because I've been trying to work out all summer, and it's like the breath wasn't there. But yesterday I was working out and I worked up a sweat like I did when I was 16. I felt so good. Like, it's unexplainable. So I definitely recommend that if you are on the path to becoming a better you, because before you can be a good parent, you have to be a better you, right? Yeah, you think tomorrow's the last day, Yo? I'm gonna check it out and see, but I know the first day of the season is usually the 20th, and tomorrow's the 20th. So, because I've been saying the last day of summer pajama party, and I was like, is today the last day? Um, all right. So yes, religion, getting her health in order. I've been talking to you all this summer about the changes that I needed to make for my health, as far as dieting and exercising and getting testing done. That's something that Peach needs to do as well, as I stated, as far as her goiter is concerned. And she also needs to sign up for the gym. Taking those babies outside at 3 a.m., that's not being a good mother, Peach. Your babies are infants. Infants need 10, um, children your little ones age, they need to get like 12 hours of sleep, which means they need a 10-hour sleep through the night and they need about a 2-hour nap during the day. Children actually need to sleep a lot when they're little babies because it helps them their brain to develop, it helps them to meet their milestones. And waking your children up at 3:45 in the morning because you want to go work out is, to me, I feel like it's selfish. So switch that up. You got money for everything else. um, you're spending it on everything else that you shouldn't be spending it on. Spend that money on getting a gym membership, because you need it. You're overweight. People think you're pregnant, even if you're not. So I'm overweight as well, and I'm working on myself too. So anybody that's saying, how could she talk? Well, I'm talking from experience. I feel like working out will help her with stress, and it will set a better example to her kids, right? As well as seeing a nutritionist will help her to make better choices in her eating. They eat out a lot of fast food. They make the same meals mostly, and they don't seem to have any nutritional value. So Peach joining the gym and getting disciplined with her eating habits or seeking out a nutritionist would be the way to go. And I did put that on here most of all. Start having a minimum of 30 minutes of quiet time with God. I currently do all these things. I have improved my diet. I exercise. I spend 30 minutes a day with God and all of that. I also have a clean eating group on Facebook, so that I can stay encouraged and motivated. I need to go pay attention to my group. I haven't really been on there while I'm talking. In the past, my life wasn't reflective of all the changes that I'm making now. And as a result, I couldn't handle the overwhelmingly debilitating stress of my job. I've spoken about that as well. Peach seems overwhelmed. A lot of days she seems tired. A lot of days she gets comments from the Peach Patch or really her ops or her haters that she looks a lot older than her 36 years. And that's because she's not eating good. That's because she's not sleeping. She says she sleeps probably 3 or 4 hours a night. That is not good. That is not good. I bet you those kids get hollered at off camera. I bet you her and Wood bicker all the time because there's no way that you can function as a whole healthy adult on 3 or 4 hours of sleep. You need to get sleep. That's another big one that where you need to start to becoming a better parent. And if nobody's getting it right now, is she needs to start working on her. How can you work on your kids first? That's afterwards. How can you get them to all of their appointments? How can keep running on empty? It's something that's gonna give, right? Um, so that's another thing. She needs to start sleeping better at night. And she needs to stop taking those kids out in the morning. Go get a gym membership. Um, she also, moving on from her, once she has herself in order, because she said, I'm out of order. I gotta get myself in order. Well, once you got yourself in order, once you got your house, meaning your mind, body, and soul in order, Peach, secondly, you need to work on your marriage. Wood is the only help you have right now, and you are running him down to the ground, girl. Ain't no way. Ain't no way you should be doing that man like that. And thinking it's cute because it's not. You're gone all day long and you leave him home with the kids. You need to switch off. Let him take the older kids to school some days and you stay home with the babies. And most of all, stop talk, tearing your husband down on social media. How can you be a good mother if you are constantly putting your children's father down? That is their father. You should want them to have a good relationship with him. But how can they if you are constantly tearing him down on social media and posting him in disrespectful manners? You have him in his underwear or whatever, and you will post that right online. That's not cool. And then you have millions of people putting him down on social media. And this is the man that you have chose to not only marry and be with for 20 years according to you, but you have 9 children with him. So what does that say about you? You say Wood is a bad person. He's a cheater. He doesn't help. He doesn't do this and that. But you chose him. You chose to stay with him. So you're married to him. So honor your husband and help your husband. Don't say, well, because, well, I make all the money, he should watch the kids and do everything for the kids. I don't agree with that. Friday night is not enough to recover from having children from sun up to sundown. That's not enough. Peach, you wouldn't even do it. You don't even want to do it. So switch off and let him have some days, some more. Let him have an alternating day. Nobody wants to stay in the house all day with kids. I love my kids, but I never want to stay in the house and don't go anywhere with kids all day long. I would have lost my mind. Anybody would. Anybody would. Um, yeah, so some days let him do the drop offs and you stay home with the babies. And not only that, you're a lifestyle creator. You can do the type of content that you do, Peach, anywhere. Plus, the Peach Patch is bored with your content as it stands. They're bored with it. They're tired of the same old, same old. So show the twins a little more. Give an inside look at what your life is like as a mother of 3 children under 2. And cook something besides mustard fried chicken, pot roast, and smothered baked chicken. Come on now. Y'all can't cook something else? And film something else. Let your audience see you do other things. instead of rage baiting in the same type of content every day. There's a way to do things, and there's a way that doesn't make sense. Get ready with me. Show them what you're wearing for the day. Do it with the babies, with the twins. Show what outfits they're going to be wearing for the day. Get phenomenal dress. Comb his hair. Comb his hair. You got the barbershop for your husband, and phenomenal is going outside with his hair dreaded upside his head. Take pride in who you are as a mother. Take pride in your children. The other day, Gorgeous said she wanted to comb her own hair, but Gorgeous needs to know, okay, you want to wear your own hair, but let's practice on the weekends. And I'm going to help you with it for school because we want it to look neat and ready. You want to look nice and ready for school. You let Gorgeous go to school with her hair in a nappy fro one day. Now, that was just too much. Mac Man, his hair is napped up upside his head. Those braids need to be taken down and washed. You set the tone for the way your children see themselves and how their self-esteem is. You said your mom called you names. Well, I don't know if you're calling your kids names or not, but I know that you are indirectly calling them names when you send them outside without their hair combed. You are indirectly saying, I hate you and you're not special to me by not making sure that they look presentable for the world. It's not about what people think of them, it's about what they think of themselves. I have a granddaughter that's 2, almost 2.5, and she is aware of who she is. She will get a comb and go comb her hair in the mirror and start twisting and turning in the mirror to see how she looks. If I give her some of my lip gloss, she's going to put some on her lips and go to the mirror and see how she looks and admire herself. How do you think your children feel when their hair is not combed at school? How do you think your kids feel when you don't take care of yourself and you have your hair looking like first one thing and another when you drop them off at school? They are aware of that. That's why Mac runs ahead of you. He doesn't want to be seen with you. So take that into consideration. Your content creation. Like, again, you're a lifestyle creator. Your content creation could be anything. You have a massive audience who have bought into you and who support you. You can sit and strategize on Sundays. You can sit down. You always have your handy dandy notebook not far from you anyway. On Sundays, sit down and map out a strategy for the week. And then start on Sunday and Monday and do all your content on those days. Because for what reason are you out every day filming? You said you need help with your schedule. Why are you filming every single day? Pick one day or two and then film all your content from on those days. Change your clothes or whatever, but you shouldn't be filming every day. You have too many children to be filming every day. Hey, Christy, thanks for tuning in. How are you tonight? Christy says, trying to be a great mom, but all she does is hide in her daughter room. She can't handle all those children, and they have disabilities, all of them, because her and Wood have disabilities. You may be on to something, but she says she's trying to get better as a mom. So, another thing, I got to go back to Wood. If Wood is your husband, then that means that, and if you believe in God, then you know that your husband is supposed to lead. You have 8 sons who are looking at you and watching you. Their father needs to lead the household. When their father has an opinion, you are supposed to take that into consideration. You said that your husband has said to you, you don't listen, and you have said time and again that you just do what you want to do anyway. That's showing your children's father a lack of respect. Also, let him be a father to his kids. You don't even let him do that. You don't even let him have a say-so in how the children are being raised. You don't let him and Gregory McKay spend time together because you want to. You said your mom triangulated you and your sisters, but you're triangulating. Like you had McKay in the car with him and your. You had McKay in the car while you were asking Wood about cheating and different things like that. Totally out of line to ask those questions and to involve your son in that conversation. She trying to be a better mom for content and money. That's the only way she can keep Wood. I feel like Wood is just numb. I feel like the money is not even keeping him there at all. I don't know what's keeping him there. He just looked. Today, I think she had a short up of him, and he was just laying there, and he had the kids crawling all over him like ants. It was the twins, and it was phenomenal. I know I would be like, if you don't get these kids, and I'm a mom, and I love my children. Once again, I would probably lose it if I had babies crawling all over me like that. And you're standing there with a camera filming it, thinking it's cute. What are you trying to prove? Once again, emasculating your husband. The world can see he is tired and is overworked, but yet you put too much on him. Um, Tony Gaskins is a life coach, and Tony Gaskins says that a man is not meant to watch kids. That's not his makeup, even his own children. Because men have more testosterone, they don't have like that natural instinct to be calm and to be pleasant. A lot of men do have that, and that's because they have a woman there to help them. But for most, all intents and purposes, men are a little bit more. What's the word I want to use here? I want to use the right word, but and I know somebody's gonna say, well, he helped make those children too. He should be a father to those kids. And he should, but just because he helped make them, that doesn't mean that he should have those kids 24 hours, 7 days of the week. And some people said, well, all he does is sleep. Well, he's up at 3:45, being Peach's personal trainer. He's up with those kids all day long. At least Peach gets away from the house with those kids. While the other kids are at school, she's at the library. She doesn't have kids in her face all day. I believe Wood stays because he's scared of Peach being alone with the kids. I believe that's the real reason too. I believe two reasons. One, he doesn't have a better situation. I believe if he had a better situation and if the kids were older, he would probably just smash. That's why Wood never stopped drinking. He's stressed and why the rich lady don't have a car using her so-called husband's truck, the money not adding up right. I don't believe, like, just like I didn't believe her that she was gambling away all that money. I don't believe that she's paying for all those things like she says she is. Because I just don't see the money coming in like that. As, for her to do all those extras, plus take care of the household. I don't know. So, yeah. Let Wood and McKay spend time together. Like, when you were supposed to be volunteering at the school, you don't even allow McKay to do yard work around the house. Let Wood be a father. You're saying you want to be a better mother, but why can't Wood also be a father? Start there. Let him be a father to his 8 sons. It's up to him to show his sons how to conduct themselves once they become adults and how to navigate in this world. They don't have that. The reason why they can't go to a store and walk around without running and jumping all over the place, the reason why they run ahead of each other and don't really listen to you is because they don't have that structure that having a father in a home provides. If you're just going to have that takeover spirit, and if you're just going to do everything anyway, you can have just a nanny there. Like, it's like I feel like you don't see Wood really as your husband or as your equal. You just see him as the help. On the weekends, those boys should be outside with their father, tending to the yard, getting haircuts, McKay and his father should be out gassing up the vehicles, outside washing the cars. But I feel like McKay is your bestie and you don't want him getting too close to his father. Because why didn't his father teach him how to drive? Why didn't his father go help him paint the parking spot? I'm so sorry, but the oldest son's so traumatized he don't know what gender he want. I don't know that about the son. I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate about McKay. Um, I just feel like he's just trapped into Peach's little world that she's in, the little world that she has built for herself, and that everybody else just dances to the beat of her drum. They don't have any say so. They just have to do whatever Peach wants. You know what I mean? If Peach wants to do things this way, that's the way it's going to go. Nobody else has any say so because Peach makes all the money. Um, but again, for as far as her business and her content is concerned, she needs to schedule that. She needs to have a strategy in place. She needs a better business plan. She needs to get with someone and figure out a way to um, increase business without having to rely so much on her going live and on the fickleness of her subscribers. Because if she says the wrong thing, then people don't like her. She needs more digital products, updated professional digital products, and she needs a budget for the month. Like, why would you just say you can pay somebody $150 an hour to give you what you can get for free? Go on YouTube, look up etiquette classes. Go on YouTube, look up scheduling for a mom of nine, or look up budgeting for a household of 11. Look that up. Nobody needs to teach you that. It's all available to you. Go to the library and get some books. You ask for somebody to help you with getting resources for your kids and setting up apps and things like that. You're right at the doggone library. Look around. They have apps at the library. They have tutoring services and reading sessions and different things like that at Barnes and Noble, at the library for free. Why aren't you utilizing that? The school, I know my children's school district has different apps that my kids can download and use for free. I don't know what they have in Florida, but check with the school district. Start there so that you're not spending money needlessly. And again, the school will send somebody out to teach McKay, or he could go to school virtually online and be a part of an actual classroom rather than paying for that. You are adding more and more and more to your bottom line. So you're making it to where money is going to be an issue for you at some point. So you need to have a budget for everything, for the amount of food you're going to buy, for all of your bills. You need to start setting money aside, because I have a feeling that you don't do that. That's why you're so hard pressed to get money when your sales are low. You're living paycheck to paycheck. You're overextending. So it doesn't matter how much money you make, it still won't be enough because you don't know how to live within your means. You only know how to do what you see other people are doing, and you think that that is the way you should be living. The strategy is she started scamming folks during the pandemic. Now it's over. Lots of people have caught on that. Lady got a regular fridge with all them children, not even a deep freezer. That's over. I think she said she had a deep freezer or something outside, but with 9 kids, most people have like two big heavy duty refrigerators, right? So I don't know, Christy. Hey Charlene, how are you? I believe so, Charlene. That's what the internet streets are saying. And then from the meetings that she has been attending, I believe that the student that she pulled out of school is in fact McKay. And I just wonder, why would she do that? Why not put him in another high school? Why is he not in that high school? No matter what was going on, let your son graduate with his class and experience all the fun stuff that's going to happen at the end of the school year. Um, I was just, not I was just, my daughter Kamaria just graduated this year, and I have her sister Robin graduating in another year and a half. So I got to get my money together for her, honey, because I spent a lot of money on Kamaria. And my daughter Robin is the type that she want what's hers, what's coming to her. She don't want nothing less. According to her shorts, the seniors had an issue or there was something going on. I didn't really pay attention to all of it. I just felt like it was a bunch of BS, and who knows what was really going on with that. But she needs to have that baby back in school. You know, she does all these knee jerk things. She wants to fall in line with those other people, but their kids are probably going to go to a different school. And here's my thing, Peach, whose elevator goes, well, I'm not going to insult her tonight. She's already conceded that she needs help. So let me give her the help she needs. Peach, why not put McKay in a private school? A private school, let me see. Let me look and see. Because I'm about to Google. Private schools. Private schools, Lakewood Ranch, Florida. No, she want McKay to be the father to all them kids. That's out of control. That's the only reason she got him a car. She want that young man to do what Wood should do. Right. She don't want Wood out there because if Wood, and no telling why she don't want Wood driving the kids to school. You know, last year, remember, before she had the twins, Wood was dropping those kids off at school and off at the daycare, right? And then she was driving McKay's car. So something probably happened. Oh yeah, remember she said he cheated? So probably in her mind, he was cheating and seeing another woman. So now he gets to stay home with the kids. He don't even get to go out no more. Remember this summer she kept saying, oh, he loves staying home now. He's hardly going out. And then for a minute she said he was going back to Tampa. So I believe that leaving the kids home with him and letting McKay do the driving is right up her alley. Okay, they have Pinnacle Academy. They have the Goddard School of Lakewood Ranch. All right. This one is middle and upper school. The Out of Door, the Out of Door Academy, middle and upper school. It looks like a nice school. All right. You have to apply. Maybe she did apply and he didn't get in. Mm-hmm. Let's see how much it costs to send him over there. Because I know, shoot, for 60K a year, she can get a lot more for her money. Okay. The Outdoor Academy seeks students with curiosity, passion, integrity, and a commitment to academic, athletic, artistic, and personal growth. Admission decisions are determined by the strength of the candidate's application, academic performance, recommendations, and test scores. Ooh, this one is an elite school. Okay. All right. I don't see a pay. They don't tell you how much you got to pay. So I don't know. Um, when they don't have a price list, you already know it's high. But I would have put him in a private school. I wouldn't have had him taught at home. He could have went to a private school and she could have paid for that and he would still be able to walk with his class because that's going to be something. He went to school all those years and he doesn't get to walk across the stage with his cap and gown on. He doesn't get to go to prom. Like, why deprive him of that? I hope that that's not going to be what happens. I hope McKay actually gets to celebrate himself in his last year in high school. You know, again, Peach cares about nothing but herself, so it may not bother her that her son isn't able to walk with his class. But then again, it could have been an issue. I don't know. It could have been something that he did. So yes. Also, Peach needs to put her children first ahead of her own needs. For instance, Peach was constantly taking those children to Disneyland every weekend, and they would look so tired. And she says that because of her gambling addiction, her kids were being neglected. But also, what about those Disneyland trips? You haven't been gambling that much this year. Maybe you gambled for about a week. So really, in 9 months, you gambling in a week is really not that much. But instead of you going gambling, you needed another fix. You needed to be stimulated somehow. So you were going to Disneyland every week. That was just so exhilarating for you. Never considering that your family may be tired and may not want to go and spend an entire weekend at Disneyland. And of course, they need to be more focused on their education because they can't read. Well, she buying $500 belts and all, thinking she can keep wood that way. Baby, you dressing your husband up. Absolutely, Crystal. Absolutely. Yeah. She doing whatever she can to keep him. But if she just treat him right and respect him, because after a while, the money is not going to matter. The money is not going to keep him there because anybody will get tired. Anybody will get tired no matter how well they treat you. If you don't treat them right, you can kiss them goodbye. Okay, let's see. Let's start wrapping this up. Like I said, her budget, she needs to have a set budget for the amount of money she's going to spend. She has a lot going out every month and not really a whole lot coming in. And I say in my notes that, yes, Peach, you bring home the bacon, but you are not the head of the household. Your husband is. Let would take on his rightful role as your husband and the father of your children and stop treating him like the help. Okay, I talked about that earlier. Oh yeah, I want to talk about being unkempt. The children often are outside. They don't look like they've had their hair combed. And I think that if she wants to be a good mother, she needs to make sure that she cares about how her children look. I feel like even if she goes around walking around with her hair sticking up all over her head, and that's also neglectful too, because that's embarrassing and humiliating to take your children to school and you don't look your best. Or you have on pajamas or something like that. Make sure you look suitable when you're going outside. Um, she might need to get someone to help too. I feel like they need a second set of hands, maybe two more additional pair of hands, because they got a lot going on with 9 children. Like, get you another set of eyeballs or something, especially for Choice. I feel like Choice is being so neglected, it's not even funny. And that's who really needs help as well. He needs behavior modification, he needs occupational therapy, he needs a speech class, he needs all of that. And number one, he needs to know he has to listen and not interrupt. He needs all of that as well. Thank you, Christy, for subscribing. I appreciate all of you who have liked the live tonight, and I appreciate all of you guys who are commenting and who have subscribed. I appreciate you guys. You too, replay gang. But yeah, do you guys know anything that she could do to improve as a mother? If so, weigh in and let's discuss. Let's give her some tips, everybody. Put down the one tip that you feel that could best help her as a mother of 9 kids. I feel like if she gets her schedule together, if she has quiet time with God, if she gets the rest that she needs and keeps herself together, I feel like she would be happy and less stressed. I feel like if she puts her kids first before her own needs, that they will grow up feeling loved and confident as if they have a mother who cares, and they will be more emotionally intelligent, right? Because they won't be searching for what they didn't get, because that's what she did growing up. And she said that. She said she searched for the things that she didn't get. My tip is out your kids first, as she always says, her mom. Man, eat first. Nope, not this way. Yeah, they need to put she needs to put the kids first and their needs first. Absolutely, she does. Especially while her children are young, she needs to put them first because that's how they're going to gain their confidence, right? Um, and she also needs to give them all quality time, right? I feel like amazing. He's like it took a year or two for him to get any camera time. It was always McKay and wonderful at the time that you would see a lot. But the other kids you didn't see in the camera too much. So she needs to give those kids some one-on-one time. Peach is a very evil person due until she reboots. So until she reboots those demons in her, she'll just get worse in my opinion. You know what, Cancer 66? A lot of you all are not buying this. You're not buying her saying she wants to get help. And I don't blame you because she has shown that she will say and do anything for attention. So I don't blame you for not falling for her tricks. But on the chance that she does really want to change, like let's give her some tips. She done had too many. Her mind, body, and soul is broke down. Her body looks 70. Right? She don't. Um, children are a blessing from God. But but there ain't no but. A blessing from God is a blessing from God. I would say, however, children have to be raised and reared, right? Thank you all for hitting my like button. Just double tap the screen. You don't even have to leave where you're at. You can just hit the screen 2 times and I'll get the like. Um, if you can't raise your children effectively without feeling worn down and drawn and dragged down, then that's too many kids for you. Even one. If I was at the park with Dream one day and there was this lady there with her son and she was saying, yeah, I'm running out the energy. She was like, yeah, burn that energy, burn that energy. And she was saying that she brought her kid to the park to burn energy so that he would sleep when he get home. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like she couldn't really handle a 1 year old. Like she was at the park trying to get him to run himself silly so when he got home he would fall asleep. You know? I think a lot of what Peach's issues are uh, one, she felt inadequate as a person. She's admitted that. She felt insecure and jealous of her sister because everybody else called her sister Fine Ash Drea. That's what the family called her. Fine Ash Drea, but they called Peach Big Good. So that would have hurt me, if I'm a little bit porkier and my sister's slim and trim and everybody's calling her fine and they're calling me a Miss Piggy. One of those twins don't even look in the camera. It's like the baby's slightly blind. I've never paid attention to that, Christy. I don't know. I'm not sure. I just know the babies look just like Peach. So I don't know. I do know somebody said that they weren't hitting their milestones yet. Um, I don't know if Phenomenal is talking yet. I haven't. I think he repeated a word once. I'm not sure though. So I think, and I mentioned this yesterday about baby steps. or first steps. Someone said in the chat. They said, I don't know. I forgot which one of you guys said that, but you mentioned first steps, and I think that would be good for her to get all of the babies, the little ones at home. I think it would be a good idea to get them involved in first steps. hmm for early intervention. Mhm. So yeah, we're gonna just hope for the best for the uh, McIntyre Underwood plan, and hopefully, hopefully she gets to the point where she does really start understanding the error of her ways. I'm just hoping that her kids don't suffer too much from the consequences of her actions. She asked for help with etiquette classes, but stop thinking you could talk to people however you want to talk to them. Put your tongue in park, and whatever you want to say, just zip your lips and don't say it. So yeah, guys, it's getting late. I'm gonna be back on here tomorrow at 6. I probably won't be on too much during the day. I might post a few shorts. But the pajama party starts tomorrow at 6 p.m. sharp. I will be on time. I will be well rested because we are going to do some carrying on. I hope you all attend. And once again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and turn all your notifications on for future content I'm sure you do not want to miss out on. You guys have a good night, and I thank you all once again. Stay blessed. Good night.